Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are going to need to do some market and production method management right now. First, I never put our lead mines to use in the Atmo pump engine, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to get our slaughterhouses, or our livestock ranches using slaughterhouses. I'm going to get our mines using explosives. And that is going to lead to this here explosives factory starting to actually employ people. Eventually. Do I want all the mines employing explosives? I think I do. Eventually. That's going to lead to high demand for explosives, but we have the capacity to produce those explosives because we have a functioning economy. And there's the percussion cap. So, I think I am actually going to start building again because we need ourselves a munitions plant. And that's going to finally give us autarky from an ammunition perspective. And I'm going to be very pleased with that. I also think I'm going to increase the size of the textile mills here in Piedmont, the capital, in order to make things better. Now, I've been encouraging extraction industries. I don't think I need to do that anymore at this point. Because I need the authority for consumption taxes more than this. So, let me see. We were doing fish for a while, and I think that's the right call. Obviously, services would be ideal, but we went to a democratic republic, and democratic republics are less authoritarian, at least the way they're presently structured. Now, I was going to do some more changing up of the laws. One thing I could do is enact right of assembly. All my interest groups are presently pretty happy with that, but I could also leave the Catholic Church alone for a bit while they sort themselves out and stop being mad about the whole presidential republic thing. If I do this, though, who's going to be... There's not going to be a revolutionary movement about it, though. So I think this is actually the right call now. Cost me even more authority, but it is what it is. The people deserve to have the right of assembly. That's simply the way things go. None of our movements are particularly active at the moment. Am I spending authority on any movements? I am suppressing the royalist movement, but they have disappeared. So I guess that authority is going to come back eventually. I do have a Catholic traditionalist movement, but they don't care about the freedom of speech, so they're just going to let me do as I like. I'm very happy with the way these radicals and loyalist numbers are going. I'm extremely pleased by that. Tuscany supports unification of the Italian peninsula into a single nation. Wonderful. Cash flow could be better. How's my favorite explosives plant? You're making bombs? You're doing your best. Keep at it. The little explosives factory that could. And let's manage our market a little bit. This situation is going to sort itself out. Yeah, I definitely need more textile plants. Maybe I'll do another one. We're currently working on railway, and that's very important. I think I want to build another university here in Sardinia. Oh, there's no infrastructure here in Sardinia. Well, that's tough. Or at least not much. I could build another port. Ports do still produce infrastructure, but not much of it. It's not ideal. I should really work towards railways. Anyway, from that perspective, the only path that is open to me is expanding the university that's here in Piedmont, which I've already built up significantly. So I'll do more. Law progresses to study. Wonderful. So I'll cue that in. Is that really what I want to spend my... Have I got Am I overproducing iron? I am overproducing iron. You know what that means. Time to increase the size of the construction sectors. I'm just going to build one more for now. I don't want to go absolutely buck wild on this. Because again, it is costing the government significant quantities of cash. But I'm hoping that the investment pool will start taking in more of it, because the investment pool really... That's right. That was why I was trying to deplete the investment pool. That was why I was letting things go. Alright, so I'm going to cut these. I'm going to throw actually one more construction sector in Piedmont. And then I'm going to stop building stuff. That's going to deal with our ammunition situation. So speaking of which, since this is almost done here, let's grab ammunition. I'm going to remove the import subvention. And I'm going to let that be. And then soon, we'll be producing our own ammunition. Law enforcement's up to 3. Law progressed to voting. Wonderful. And as you can see, this is going much faster than the Presidential Republic one was. I'm going to queue law enforcement all the way up to level 5. And that'll be very nice. Oh, I'm so pleased. Landowners are existing. Their penalties to strength are decaying, but not too much. Let's maybe bring in some more generals. Let's get a let's get a petit bourgeoisie general. He's a Republican. That's what we want. Let me see. Armed forces are marginalized. We're probably not really happy right now. Let's get this rural folk guy up here. And then in this army, we'll get another rural folk guy. And we'll consider the possibility of armed forces guys later on. So now that we're building more construction sectors, this should be increasing the price of iron by a little bit. Well, I guess it's not doing it yet because we haven't finished them yet. But soon, we will have a sufficient demand for iron as well. And there is right of assembly. I once again reduced my own authority, but now I have the ability to implement guaranteed liberties, and everyone likes that. And do I want to do this? I think I do. I've got the bureaucracy for it. The gamble. Angelo Carniani, leader of the rural folk, has been openly preaching about the benefits of a mysterious and secret political gamble that he can bring to our government. When asked for details, he smiles coyly and refuses to elaborate. Angelo Carniani has always had a taste for adventure and suspiciously tall hats. Can't imagine why. His closest friends don't seem to pay attention to these dangerous qualities, but most respectable gentlemen have voiced their concerns in a mildly passive-aggressive manner. Nobody would ever doubt a sterling citizen like myself, don't you think? How bad can it be? 50% chance of success or failure in 10 days? Or what a ludicrous idea? He gets less popular. How bad could it be? Let's try it. LP funsies. Ooh, Gaspar Santos has died, and we got a new guy leading the Catholic Church, and he's a Democrat. Interesting. Failure. A dramatic scheme by the rural folk in our capital has come to a disastrous end. The risks were high from the beginning, but Angelo Carniani decided it was worth pursuing nonetheless. The results have, of course, been calamitous for everyone involved. A judiciary struck his gavel 3 times. The courtroom stifled their cries of outrage if only for a moment. No ally of Angelo Carniani was coming for a daring rescue. Then, in the silence before the judge spoke, it all became clear to the defendant. The venture was doomed from the start. The rural folk cannot be trusted with power, weaker interest group. Make Angelo Carniani take the blame, he'll step down. Or steady on, leave the rural folk in charge, reduced authority. If we make him step down, that might mess up my government. I'm going to weaken the interest group for a little while. And that'll be okay. That'll happen. Ooh. No. The Catholic Church are unhappy again. Interesting. But I'm suppressing the monarchist movement, so that should be fine. They're mad about the, are they mad about? Unclear. Okay, we got shortages of silk and dyes. Alright, so the investment pool is still going up in size. Are these construction sectors not running? They're not running. Why are they not running? Raising concerns. The rural folk have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the industrialists. Choosing is always hard, not because the decision is difficult to make, but because the consequences can be a bit inconvenient. Rumors are spreading like smoke from a factory, staining the clear air of Sardinia-Piedmont with a dense and vicious poison. This needs to be addressed. Rural folk much happier, industrialists unhappy. Or they need to accept we can't always please everyone. Weaker and unhappy rural folk. I'm going to do the second one. 4 and 4 is a big difference. So, how do I want to deal with this? The investment pool is going up. You know what? I'm getting a pile of government dividends that I shouldn't be. That's what I should be doing. I should be privatizing buildings. How do I... Hold on. I can do this. Building register. Okay. Owners. Nationally owned by Sardinia-Piedmont. Coal mines. How do I privatize? Privatize. Here we go. Okay, so those are unprivatized now. Construction sector is not owned. We'll privatize the explosives factory, the fertilizer plant, the furniture manufactories that I built. Oh, I see. Privatize. Yes, I'm gonna do a privatization blitz, and hopefully that'll get more investment capacity in the hands of our industrialists, which is what I want. Sorry, shipyards, paper mills. I can privatize ports. That's curious. I'm going to leave that for now. Steel mills, privatize. Sulfur mines, privatize. Tooling workshops, privatize. Trade centers are wonky. I'm going to leave that for now. Alright, so we'll see that. Alright, so there's... Okay. Oops. Alright. So there's a bunch of cash flowing into the gold reserve. That's good. That's good. That means I can start doing stuff. Let's increase the size of the universities here. I think I increased the size of the government, of the construction sectors again. Because now that I've got a ginormous gold reserve, I can afford to spend as much cash as I like. Because a bunch of that stuff just flowed directly in from the... Maybe I won't be too aggressive on this, because I don't know how long that's going to last. This is a large gold reserve here, but I don't want to get too silly about it. I'm going to need to build a bunch of railways soon. But again, I want to make sure that we're using all of our construction capacity. Maybe I'll let that go for now. Let's Still thinks I'm building more, but that's okay. What is my gold reserve limit? Let's find out. It's... okay, we're only just over it, and we're spending a lot of cash, so that's fine. Investment pool is continuing to increase in size, which I don't really want. I want them to spend, not save. But it seems like they're not taking over spending when I stop building using government funds, so that's not really going to work. Where's iron now? Now that we've done our big expansion, iron is still alright. Iron mines are producing additional... where's my iron mines? Iron mines are still profitable. Yeah, and these are under privatization. Coal mines, let's set these to privatize. We'll privatize the livestock ranches. We'll privatize the wheat farms. No reason not to privatize stuff. At least not this stuff. The cry for freedom. Advance. A protest advocating for guaranteed liberties law has called in order to silence the detractors. However, the police force decided to take the law into their own hands and violently repress the protesters. Ah, the irony of the situation. A protest against our current laws that fails to protect the citizen from the corrupted police is shut down by said police. My hands tremble with a feeling of indignation while I write this article. If the police are capable of this now, what else will they do in the future? We need the law to protect us. Both parties need to calm down. 10% of lower sternum pops in Piedmont become more radical. Definitely don't want that. Reduce enactment time, increase enactment success chance. Or the police will have to publicly apologize for this. Much greater enactment success chance and reduced enactment time. Armed forces mad, 10% of officers and servicemen become radical. I'm going to do the second one. It's not great, but it's alright. Plus, I'm going to get a nice event when I get my maxed out law enforcement. It's going to make all this work just a little better. Let me see. I'm going to put the petite bourgeoisie out of the government for now. Because it's going to give us a little bit more government legitimacy. No, I'm not, because I'm still getting my ticking radicals. Or my ticking loyalists, and that's what I want to get. Ticking loyalists is very important for me for my strategy. Now that I've successfully achieved a democratic republic, and all the benefits which that entails. So let me see. I'm also going to privatize my my regular shipyards. I'm going to leave a bunch of this stuff unprivatized because that just seems sensible to me. I think you get a throughput penalty if you don't privatize stuff. Whew, I'm spending a lot of cash right now. But I'm getting guaranteed liberties, and that's really good. Come on, give me a success. Very nice. We're over to voting. We are also increasing in rank slowly. And I think if I can get the construction queue to use the construction and not just have stuff sit in the investment pool. You know what? It's railways. That's what I need. That's why that's why the private sector is not investing. It's because I don't have railways. What if we get France to invest in us? I don't know if no subventions is the right thing to be doing here, but... I don't want to do no subventions on luxury clothes, actually. Let's do no tariffs, no subventions on clippers. The French might be willing to accept this. What if we throw in a defensive pact? They don't want it. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Okay, private construction queue. Hell is happening over there. Yeah, they're saving because of the freaking railways. I need to get railways, and I need them really, really urgently. Because I don't have the infrastructure to support increased construction. That's what's happening here. Let's go ahead and build some ports. Just to provide a little bit more market access to each of our states. And there's guaranteed liberties. Beautiful. So, I'm just going to start improving Home Affairs Institution as well. And that'll be nice. That'll make everyone pleased. And hopefully I'll get the last monarchists event soon enough, and these guys will stop being so freaking mad about the fact that I got rid of the king. There's central banking unlocked. Beautiful. Alright, we're doing well technologically. I know it feels like we're behind. Lucca supports Italian unification. Alright. So after this, I think what's most urgent is I need dialectics. Because dialectics is going to increase my tech output, and I'm really suffering from having low tech output. I'm not playing as a giant country this time, so I can't simply build more universities. World Folk Petition Government. Angelo Carniani, the ever-efficacious leader of the rural folk, has approached the government with a plan to enact homesteading. A successful enactment is certain to contribute to his reputation as an effective politician. A word, please. The minister, halfway out the door, startled at the sound. A man stood in the hallway, bearing a leather-bound dossier. Carniani, he knew. His appearance was unmistakable. Yes, of course. Should I... Carniani gave a nod and handed over the folder. At least 100 pages, judging from the weight. I'm looking to raise the first draft tomorrow, he said. I would be honored to have your support. We'll see what we can do. Petition to pass homesteading, or they must understand the situation isn't allowed for this. If I pass homesteading... There's no movement that's going to be angry about this, and the landowners are pretty weak, so I think I'm going to do it. We'll see what we can do. And I was planning on doing that anyway eventually, so time for homesteading. Obviously that's going to make the landowners furious, but they're not going to do shit about it. Excellent. Alright, and now they're willing to spend a little bit of the cash in the investment pool on building up some stuff. The end of spring. The international trend of radical thought and revolutionary sentiments is coming to an end. Perhaps it is too early for us to agree whether our attempts ended in success or failure. I would like to believe we have set in motion forces which would continue to advance our goals long after the fires of this era have gone out. The world is changing. Springtime of the Peoples disappears. Interesting. We already succeeded at the Springtime of the Peoples event. Let's see how the rest of Europe did. Great Britain is still a wealth voting monarchy. Alright, no surprise there. France is a wealth voting monarchy going laissez-faire. They are headed up by Louis Napoleon, but that is what it is. Prussia is an autocratic monarchy. Austria is an autocratic monarchy. Russia is an autocratic monarchy. Ottoman Empire is an autocratic monarchy. Sweden, oligarchic monarchy. Netherlands, wealth voting monarchy. Belgium, wealth voting monarchy, but going to census suffrage. Spain, an oligarchic monarchy. Portugal, an oligarchic monarchy. All right, so we're basically of the major. You know, we're of the states in Europe. We're one of the only ones that's adopted. We're certainly the only one that's adopted universal suffrage, and we're one of the only ones that's adopted major suffrage reform. We still have government dividends. We have a few. Steel mills, arms industries, ports. Can I privatize these steel mills? We're trying. Alright, so that's fine. Alright. And then we're working on homesteading. So, with that having been said, we are near to the end of the episode. We're making very good progress. Actually, I can go a little longer. I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with the investment pool and get them actually building stuff, but it'll be a lot easier once I've got railways. Once I got railways, we're gonna crack this thing wide open. We're in the 1850s, so we're not behind on military tech yet. I'm kind of doing my best with this. So when I do this, so what I need to do in order to be Risorgimento is I need to decay relations with countries that are anti-unification. Two Sicilies is an autocratic monarchy. I think, yeah, they're definitely anti-unification. So maybe I'll decay relations with them as well. Alright, crooked connections. Debate. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding homesteading, Angelo Carniani of the Rural Folk has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. A few words in the right ears is all I'm asking for. Everything within the bounds of the law, of course, although I can't guarantee that our opponents in this matter will view such action with much glee. Granted permission, time is of the essence. Salty landowners, reduced enactment time. Or no, we do this by the book or not at all. We do have some stall chance from the land. From whence? From the landowners. Just raw landowners. Alright. We'll grant him permission, because time is of the essence. We've got an agrarian party now. That's the rural folk heading up that. The petite bourgeoisie have joined the far left. So we're going to kind of see how things go with that. We're a little light on legitimacy. We're doing okay, but it could definitely be better. Open markets. The high prices on wood have become a prominent talking point in the left election campaign, arguing that their free trade policies would drive down the price. Don't be fooled. Trade restrictions are not called protectionism because they protect you. They protect a select few profiteers, not from starvation or poverty, but from competition. They protect them from the world. They'd have you think that you are safer with a Piedmontian boot on your neck than you would be free. It's time to stop protecting them. This is the age of the global market, extra momentum for the left. Our current policies keep the economy stable, extra momentum for the agrarian party. Let's see what's projected here. Agrarian party and right party are about equal. Far left and left are both pretty low. So let's throw that momentum into the agrarian party. That'll make them stronger, because they're kind of what I want. And then there's a right party of the Catholic Church and landowners. Not super happy about that. But hopefully if we can keep the agrarian party strong, we can achieve homesteading. Police brutality. The use of extreme force is becoming increasingly common among officers in Sardinia. The working class and the socially conscious are rallying against the police as an institution. Scarcely a week passes by without their committing some offense which disgusts everyone but the magistrates. Boys are bruised by their ferocity, women insulted by their ruffianism. And that which brutality has done, perjury denies, and magisterial stupidity suffers to go unpunished. Police brutality is becoming one of our most venerated institutions. We cannot tolerate this behavior. Reduce the level of law enforcement. So many interest groups become happy. Trade unions, rural folk, industrialists, intelligentsia, petite bourgeoisie, or use of force is warranted, happier armed forces. I don't see the armed forces in the list of interest groups, So we'll go with the first one. The second one also decreases the it also adds a bunch of radicals, which I don't desire at all. Let me see how long we've been going here. We are getting towards the end of the episode. Yeah, we're gonna finish out the episode this month, and then we'll have a nice solid block of time before the election kicks off. We'll see if we can make this homesteading thing happen. So yeah, I've definitely irritated my landowners, but, you know, I'm still feeling reasonably confident that I can make homesteading happen without a problem, and we're doing a big democratic republicanism. Our next barrier is really tech. We're kind of falling behind technologically due to our low level of innovation, but we're trying hard to fix that while also building the necessary infrastructure to keep our economy growing. It's a whole balancing act, and we're doing our best to make it happen. That having been said, that is all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun. I will see you on the other side.